A warm welcome everyone, hello there. This is a nice, relaxed, although it aims to be, 2-week review of the last games we've reviewed, trying to rank them in order from 6 to 1. If you've watched this channel a few times before, you probably know the format by now, and we'll argue or maybe discuss what are our favourites of the 6, and discuss if I got them in the right order or not. But as usual, before we come to that top 6, let's have a look at the 2 pinball tables we've had a bit of a review of this time round. And the first table, it was the third pack in, well, the third table I should say, in the Alien vs Pinball series we've been going through. First one was Aliens, then it was Alien vs Predator. It wasn't quite so good. And this third one was Alien Isolation, not actually based on any film, but based actually on a video game where you control Amanda Ripley, which I believe is Ellen Ripley's daughter, on some space station, and you must try and avoid, well, getting killed by the alien essentially. But there's various different missions on this pinball table. Although I've got Alien Isolation, the game, I'm yet to play it for some strange reason. Probably I'm too busy reviewing games all the time. But yeah, it's not a bad table. Again, I don't think it's as good as Alien, so if you're going to buy that pack, in English money it's £7.99 for the 3 tables. You get your money's worth there, but Aliens is the best for me. And the next table, because there's no more Alien tables to look at, it was that came out in 2016, incidentally, by Zen Studios. This one also came out in 2016, although a bit before Aliens, and it was a 2-table pack really. This is The Force Awakens, again by Zen Studios because it's a Zen Pinball 2. In this pack you get The Force Awakens, of course, which you're now viewing behind me, and also Might of the First Order, which we'll come to next time round. Now this is set on Jakku. There's quite a few missions there. It takes a while to unlock them, it has to be said. Again, I prefer Aliens to this one, but all the sounds are there. I mean, when I reviewed it, speaking of sounds, I had to turn the music off because if you play Star Wars music on a video, then that's just asking to get a copyright strike. You can appeal them nowadays, but if you fail in 3 appeals, your channel gets taken down. If you get 1 strike, then I don't think you're as viewable, or you get certain restrictions like can't do a thumbnail and all that sort of stuff, and I don't want to go down that area. So you have to play it safe. There is supposed to be something called fair use, where you're supposed to be allowed to do short snippets in terms of gameplay or review, but it's not monitored too cleverly. So they're the 2 tables: Alien Isolation, not Alien Isolation, that's a different thing, and The Force Awakens. Okay, so let's have a look at the top 6 videos. In number 6, I think most people will agree with me here in this first order at least, is Lego Racers 2 on the Game Boy Advance, published by Lego Media in 2001. Now when you think of Lego, you think, oh, this must be a brilliant game, but this one's is a bit tired really. When any racing game like this, you have to compare to Mario Super Circuit, and this is nowhere near the quality of that game. It's a bit boring, takes a while to get used to it. A few mini games which are quite good. The music is the best thing of this game, but it's just too slow to navigate around, and in the end of the day you think, why should I bother? I mean, Crash Nitro Kart, that's probably a little bit better than this one as well, but it's a bit of a stinker, which is a shame because I really like Lego. So that was in 6th place. In 5th this time is Burning Rubber on the Commodore Amiga, published by Ocean in 1993. Now this game is trying to cash in on the Lotus 2 series, I think, and it's taking a lot of other stuff from various other games, so it's not very original. Frame rate is good, very good in fact, but the choice of cars is absolutely hopeless. Instead of selecting high-end sports cars, you've got things like Fiestas and Escorts and stuff, and it's something I'm really against as well, 2 views at the same time. So you've got a dashboard view at the front of the car, and then a very small car in front, which is you. So it's chase view and dashboard view at the same time. Absolutely hopeless. It does use an interesting T-junction feature. You have to slow down to turn round, but it just slows the game down too much. I tried to take it at speed a few times in the game and ended up, well, being game over. It's hopeless. At the end of each stage you've got options to upgrade your car via a shop, and there's a very scary woman in there. She's obviously some fitness model, but she's weird. And that sort of thing's taken from another Gremlin game, which is Supercars. So, you know, it's okay, this game, but it's a cheap knockoff. It's like the fool's gold of racing games. Avoid. In 4th place is the sequel to Green Beret on the ZX Spectrum. Oh, Green Beret, it must be good then, mustn't it? It's the Vindicator by Imagine Software in 1988. Now they've had a bit of a cheat calling this the sequel to Green Beret because it's nothing like Green Beret whatsoever. Not even in the fact that it's a 2D scrolling shooter. Yeah, there's aliens aboard this one, so it came out around about the same era as the Aliens films were being released, so heavily influenced by that. But you go around like a 3D maze, trying to find different storerooms to find code for the key pass. You can actually escape, get onto the next maze, and then you get past that maze and another one. Then there's a jeep thing and then a flight thing. But it's very difficult. You need a map. What's bad about this game as well, I mean it's clever coding, don't get me wrong, but what's bad is that you can't go back the way you came due to some sort of coding thing. But I don't think they could have done any better really getting the Spectrum to do what it did. The aliens you fight are all very predictable and easy to destroy, and boredom sinks in quite quickly. Why is it the sequel to Green Beret? I do not know. It's cashing in on that name, but it's nothing like Green Beret at all. So that's the Vindicator in 4th place. So just to recap then, it's Lego Racers 2 on the Game Boy Advance in 2001 by Lego Media. In 5th place, Burning Rubber by Ocean in 1993 on the Commodore Amiga. And in 4th place, The Vindicator by Imagine Software in 1988. Do you agree with that so far? If you don't, let me know. And let's come to the top 3. What do you think the order's going to be? Well, I'll let you know rather than just sitting here doing nothing for an hour. In 3rd place, Gyroscope on the ZX Spectrum 48K by Melbourne House in 1985. Now, this was an unofficial conversion of Marble Madness the arcade game, and I have actually reviewed Marble Madness by Melbourne House, which came out the following year. Apparently they did such a good job with Gyroscope that they were licensed then to do the conversion and then come up with Marble Madness, which isn't quite as good. Why? I do not know. Instead of controlling a marble, you control a spinning top, which controls roughly the same, but Gyroscope works much better than Marble Madness. Now the control system within these games is always going to be a little bit delicate, take a bit of getting used to, but it's quicker, more responsive than Marble Madness, and it's a pretty good game. Well deserved of a 3rd place. It'll come out in 1985. At some point we will be reviewing Gyroscope 2, but I think that's by a different outlet, and I'm a bit worried it's by the Marble Madness construction kit rather than anything to do with the original Gyroscope. They couldn't call it Marble Madness 2, I presume, because of some, again, copyright or licensing issues. So we're speeding along this time, aren't we? In 2nd place, what's 2nd place? It's a wrestling game. I believe this is the first wrestling game I've reviewed. It's on the Game Boy Advance and it's WWE Road to WrestleMania ×8 by THQ in 2002. It's got a good roster of players. And I believe only one of these players is dead, which is quite unusual for a retro wrestling game. Normally they've all been killed by some sort of steroid overdose or something, which is quite tragic. But a lot of modes in this game for a handheld. It's got Royal Rumble, King of the Ring, pay-per-view. We can set up different matches. A variety of different moves, and the characters are big and colourful for a handheld, and it works really, really well. Each wrestler, as they go into the ring, have their own music, which you can actually fast forward if you want to, or cut to the main chase. And it plays quite well. It's a little bit repetitive, but you expect that in wrestling games. If you're a fan of the genre, I don't think you can go too wrong with this. And my favourite Hulk Hogan's there, although in this he's called Hollywood Hogan. Has that something to do with the change when it went from WWF to WWE? Maybe. Well, they couldn't be WWF anymore, because as we all know, that clashed with the World Wildlife Fund, and they got the wrong clientele showing up. Maybe. The Rock Johnson, he's probably the main character in this. It's got Triple H, Kurt Angle, a number of other ones. And I've been informed the only character that is dead, which is a shame, is someone called Test, which I didn't know too much about. My favourite wrestler back in the WWF days was Rando Macho Man Savage, and I believe he's no longer with us as well. Yes. That's why I didn't go into wrestling, as you can see by my physique. In 1st place then, what beat everything else? Well, it's a game a few people have been telling me to review for a little while, and we've gradually got round to it. It was a game that spawned a series, and we'll come to the other two as well. It's Pinball Dreams on the Commodore Amiga, published by 21st Century Entertainment in 1992. You get 4 tables with this. It plays quite well. It's a little bit basic compared to the sequel, which we'll come to, which is Pinball... Is it Illusions? No, I can't remember now. But Pinball Fantasies, that's it. Illusions is the third one, which we'll come to in a couple of weeks' time. But this is good. It's got good music. The tables are efficiently different to each other. Get a lot of playability. It's one of those games where you can play for quite a while without realising how much time has gone by. Pinball Dreams are well deserving first place, and as I say, we'll probably come to Pinball Illusions and Pinball Fantasies in the coming few weeks. So yep, so third to first then, as a recap, in third place was Gyroscope on Melbourne House in 1985 on the Game Boy Advance. Second place, WWE Road to WRESTLEMANIA ×8 by THQ in 2002. And the grand winner, as I just mentioned, is Pinball Dreams, published by 21st Century Entertainment in 1992. Thank you for watching the channel as always, in particular the Formula 1 Blundering series, which hasn't got too much longer to run. It's getting pretty close. So yep, keep on watching, comment if you've got something cool to say, or as I say, if you disagree with the order, or even games that you've been playing, and I'll have a look at that. Always good to see what you're up to. So yep, until next time, take good care of yourself, have a wonderful weekend, and goodbye.
Goodbye.